Here with reaction, 2024 Republican presidential candidate and now my governor. I know you stuck with me. This is really, I'm sure this is painful for you. Governor Ron DeSantis is here.
Well, you know, Sean, the thing about it is us Floridians usually don't go north in January. Here I am in Iowa. It's now single digits. There's going to be a big snowstorm coming through tonight and tomorrow. By caucus night, they think it could be negative 20 degrees with wind chill even less than that. And you know, I was down in Florida at the beginning of the week for the State of the State address. When I flew up to Iowa, I do own a winter coat in Florida. I haven't worn it in a while, but I left it there. So we're getting my stuff. I'm going to be ready to go.
Well,
but we've got a lot of great supporters that are.
I gave away all my winter clothes.
So
they're gone. I gave it away. I wasn't planning on 20 below weather, and I'll be there with you on Monday. All right, let's talk about, from your perspective, the state of the race. How important is Iowa to you? I always find Iowa, a caucus system, could be a little funky. New Hampshire allowing independents to decide, you know, what party primary they want to vote for. That kind of puts a twist into things. Your reaction to both of those, and then heading into South Carolina.
Well, last night was a great night for us. I think that Nikki Haley was clearly flustered and rattled because she's uncomfortable being confronted with a record. I'm proud of my record in Florida of beating the left, of delivering on my promises, and I'm proud of the vision we have for this country. So when that debate ended, we had people going to rondesantis.com, signing up to help. More people have been going to the website to donate. So that's a great sign for us. But here's the thing, Sean, and you're exactly right. A caucus is just different than a typical election because it's about organization. It's about turning your people out. We've built an incredible organization. I've gone to all 99 counties. I've answered questions from Iowans all across the state. That is not necessarily what coastal media likes to see. They think you're spending too much time listening to people. I disagree with that. But it does pay off on caucus night. Now with this weather, I think the organization is going to matter even more because going out in negative 20 degrees, unless you're really committed to voting, that's an easy reason why you wouldn't want to go. So we've got that in place. We're continuing to gather more folks. I've done a number of events today, Sean. People are coming out in big numbers, even in the weather. We're going to do an event right after this. I got a big crowd right now here in the Des Moines area. So people are definitely getting excited about this race. We've seen energy on the ground. But Monday, the story is organization, organization, organization. I think we've done it right, and I'm looking forward to being able to take that through.
I'm looking forward to it, but I'm not looking forward to the 20 degree below zero weather that I'm going to be flying into, assuming I can get there with all the weather. You know, it's very interesting. I was a little surprised, Governor. I had confided in you and told you and many other people, I said it publicly for years, that I was going to get out of New York. I just want to play both Kathy Hochul and Andrew Cuomo basically saying they don't want conservatives in New York. But I want you to answer under the prism of, you have a larger population than New York. You have half the budget of New York. Your infrastructure is twice as good as New York. And your schools are number one, and your crime is half of what New York's crime is, with half the money. But just listen to what these two governors had said to conservatives in the state.
And we're here to say that the era of Trump and Zeldin and Molinaro, just jump on a bus and head down to Florida where you belong, okay? Get out of town. Get out of town. Because you don't represent our values. You are not New Yorkers.
Their problem is not me and the Democrats. Their problem is themselves. Who are they? Are they these extreme conservatives who are right to life, pro-assault weapon, anti-gay? Is that who they are? Because if that's who they are, and if they are the extreme conservatives, they have no place in the state of New York. Because that's not who New Yorkers are.
And he said, tax the rich, tax the rich, tax the rich. We did. Well, God forbid the rich leave. Here's my question. I mean, well, first of all, I'm not anti-gay, but I am pro-Second Amendment, and I am proudly pro-life. And I just listen to that. Get on a bus, get out of town. I mean, you're earning, what, 400,000 new Floridians, now including me, a year. I got to imagine you're pretty happy about that.
And, you know, obviously the upper income people save a lot of money because they chase them out. But it's not just that, Sean. I mean, the number of people that retire out of FDNY, NYPD, Port Authority, where do they go? I mean, some of them obviously stay in the tri-state area, but a lot of them move to Florida. I mean, we've got a massive numbers of folks retired here who were active on 9/11 and responded to the Twin Towers. So, you know, they're getting New York pension payments and they're spending it in Florida. And you're right, we have half the budget with much better results. Our state government in Florida is the smallest of employees per capita in the entire country. It just shows you the people in New York are getting taxed for your state government to waste that tax dollars because we're doing better with half the footprint. But I also think what you showed with Hochul and Cuomo, there's this movement amongst the left to try to demand a one-party state and to try to weaponize government against conservatives. It's not surprising that you've seen that with that line of thinking. I think it's really dangerous.
Yeah, well, I thought California was bad. New York is just as bad, if not worse. And I'm still getting asked questions about your debate with Gavin Newsom. Governor, thank you for being with us. Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.